Hello and welcome to Bond Football TV. My name is Aaron Malolo and I'll be your host for today. So today on the show we'll just be checking what happened in the past weekend, and we'll also be talking about the things that may transpire this weekend and some of the drama that we've seen in the weekend. And obviously I can't do this alone. Like they always say, no man is an island. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Mtlaisi Shivambo, and they will be helping us to sort of like analyze some of the games that took place this weekend. Mtlaisi.
It's going to be here, man.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Chief.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah, so I want us to just touch in two games, which is your Everton versus Crystal Palace, Liverpool and Arsenal. And coming into these games, obviously, Everton had won their two games, Crystal Palace had won their two games. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's a perfect start for Everton, man.
Yeah.
Let's look at how they improved their game. Let's look at how they improved their midfield.
Yeah.
Man, it's so incredible. Like, let's look at the bringing in of Alan and the Corey. Those guys are so amazing, man. The way they navigate the game, the way they pass to Yames, and Yames Rodriguez, a quality player, man.
So, just to interrupt you, you mentioned Alan and Decore. What do you think they brought into the Crystal Palace midfield that was lacking there?
They brought in charisma. You can see how they move the ball. Like now they're moving like a team which is ready to win the league.
Yeah.
They're moving like players who are really playing for the UEFA Champions League.
Who are confident as well in themselves.
Yeah.
Because the way Alan also plays, I was really impressed. The way he usually drops. And I think another guy that we're also sleeping on is Andre Gomez. Especially in this Crystal Palace game, the guy actually came into the picture. So now let's talk about Crystal Palace. Who impressed you there, like looking into that game?
Obviously, Wilfred Zaha.
Obviously. That's an obvious one.
Obviously. The guy has quality.
Yeah.
The guy is top quality. That's why every time they play, let's look at the last stats they have, like from the previous games they had last season. Every time Zaha was in there, they were always getting chow, they were always getting loses left, right, and center. And immediately he comes back and brings in a lot of quality. It seems like everybody plays around Crystal Palace. It seems like every game they play is almost like it's situated around bringing in Zaha.
Yeah. And another thing as well, since now with the captain, I think as a leader he has actually done well, because first game he won the game for them, second game against United he also pitched, So I think also as a captain, what do you think of him as a captain of the team?
I wouldn't really say he's captain
material. Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's
But also not actually looking into the captain material, looking into the fact that he delivers. Because if he delivers, he also encourages other players to actually come into the game.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah.
But let's look at how he responds to tough situations.
Yeah,
he's an aggressive guy.
Frustration.
He gets frustrated really easy. So if he gets frustrated and he's the captain, obviously he's gonna frustrate the team. And obviously their morale will drop. So that affects the team really hard.
So now let's jump into the Liverpool versus Arsenal game. That was obviously Mikel versus Pro. What did you make of that fixture? Of the results as well?
Like Liverpool, man. There's no way to describe Liverpool. Every time you think someone gets Liverpool, they keep on improving. I thought they'd have a hard time without Thiago and Henderson on injury. But they bring in Keita. They brought in Wijnaldum. Those guys were pitching in, man. They were pushing. Let's look at how they played. Like Arsenal. The only chance they had was those two, which Lacazette scored, and the one which Lacazette missed. Those were the only chances they got. They were always pressing them. It almost seemed like Arsenal was off the game, even though they were more improved. It seems.
Another thing that I saw as well, because Liverpool, I'm sure you agree with me, they've been playing with the same squad for the past 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And you'd expect those guys to actually get tired. But for some odd reason, that same squad 3 seasons ago, it's still the same squad and it's still pressing, I don't know where, like you can't put a finger to it. But also, credits to Mikel Arteta, what he's doing with Arsenal. I don't know if you saw the philosophy. They were really forcing, like their play always starts with the keeper. Even the goal they scored with Lacazette, I know it was a mistake from the defender. But if you look at their passing game, that goal came straight from the goalkeeper, and they've done that in the past 3 games. But I guess Liverpool was just too strong for them. And you also mentioned the fact that Henderson was not there, but they actually came into the game. But also, I mean, like I said, credit to Arsenal. Like I said, got 2 clear-cut chances and they missed. I mean,
that's the problem with, like I said,
it's not
inconsistency.
clinical as well.
And it's also inconsistent. Let's look at the previous season. The only guy who was scoring was Aubameyang.
Yeah.
And like I said, was always there. What's the problem with him?
But another thing also, I think this season is when they started well. Though he missed those 2 chances, he has scored in every game now that they played in the Premier League. First game he scored, second game he scored, third game he also scored. But also even the game that the goal that he scored also, it was not that much clinical.
Yeah.
I think also it's not that much clinical.
Like, I don't think he was planning on doing that. I think it was just a mistake that he hit the ball on the ground and then it bounced out.
And the goalkeeper was very on the floor. That's very true. That's very true. And the way Liverpool played without Thiago, I mean, imagine now if Thiago is back.
Such a quality.
Yeah. But also, I mean, one topic I want us to touch on is the penalties. You know, the rules around penalties, VAR, the effect they have on games. I mean, already in the Premier League in the past 3 game weeks, we have had 20 penalties. I mean, like what's that? I mean, let's talk about that. Obviously, with Leicester City having 5 of those penalties, like 25% of them have gone to Leicester. Let's talk about that, the penalties.
The problem I see is I think everybody's gunning for a penalty these days. Everybody like let's look at all of the strikers, all of the fullbacks when they get into the 18 area. They're always looking for contact.
It's like the moment they get into the 18 area, they become the weakest they can ever be.
Imagine like that one. Was it Brighton? Yes, it was Brighton against Brighton.
Man United.
Against Man United.
Yeah.
Like Lemty, that penalty they got.
Yeah.
It seems like he just threw himself.
He just got weak.
Yeah, he just threw himself in front of
Pogba.
It was Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah. Like that was so weak, man. Everybody's doing it.
Even the one they did not get, I think there was a penalty that Brighton was fighting for. The guy who just threw himself in front of Pogba, and Pogba did not touch him, but it just fell. I mean, so, but also the rules around penalties. There was an incident with the Chelsea game. A ball came and it hit Havertz in the hand, but it was not a penalty because it resulted in a goal. And then a new law came that if a ball touches your hand and then it continues to be played and then it goes in, it's a goal, it's not a penalty. I mean, what's that?
That's crazy. A handball is a handball.
A handball is a handball.
Why should there be rules governing this kind of thing?
Exactly.
Like, I understand if the guy was having his hands closed into his body, but he was
the hands were like
they
this.
were out, and he touched the ball, and they said it hit the opponents.
And it actually changed the outcome of the game.
It changed the outcome
because those guys would have actually won 3-2.
Yeah,
3-2. And also, I mean, if you watch the Brighton and Man United game, I mean, I'm taking nothing away from Man United, but I mean, Brighton, they came into the game. They were all over Man United, especially second half. The last minutes of the game, they were all over Man United. I mean, I saw March on the left side. He was coming in so hard, until he even scored.
Yeah.
The game had ended 2-2, but there was a penalty after the final whistle had been blown. Let's talk about that.
I think that penalty, man, I think that was the right decision. I don't know about
the decision,
because the penalty happened during the game.
Yeah.
Like it was during the game, and the guy had his arm raised like
extended out of.
It was extended, like it wasn't even a mistake. Like it was extended. What was his arm doing?
But also my problem is that the game had already ended. They had to check VAR after the game had ended. It also questions this VAR is it really an assistant, this VAR thing, or is it actual referee? Because it makes the most important decisions of the game. Because that game was supposed to be 2-2. Take nothing away from Man United. But Brighton, I mean, they deserve that point. But like they always say, you make a mistake, you get punished. But also the effect these things have on the outcome of the game as well, you see. So, but I don't know what's your view on that as well.
I don't want to talk against or for VAR.
Yeah.
But for me, VAR, it seems like sometimes it slows down the momentum of the game.
Yeah.
Let's say they scored. Let's say they scored. Let's say it was almost offside, or maybe it wasn't even offside. The guy was just too fast for the fullbacks, and then they score. it takes the momentum of the game out.
Yeah.
Like people do wanna come back to the game, but you're still checking the VAR.
Yeah.
People are still frightened. Like people are always frightened. Like will the goal be taken back,
will be taken back, or
will the
will be
game
overruled, or something like that.
or will it be given? So I think it takes a lot of patience when it comes to VAR.
Yeah.
But sometimes VAR, man, it's good.
But it's inconsistent as well.
It's inconsistent.
I mean, look at what happened with Tottenham. Talk about that Tottenham and Newcastle.
Ah man, I don't even want to talk about that game, man. I was so disgusted when they gave that penalty. Like the guy was like it was die.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 jump.
It was a 50-50 jump, and the guy headed the ball into his arm, and like they were so close to each other. Like I don't know what Daya could have done there. It was a jumping situation. You can't jump with your arms closed. Obviously, you have to have some momentum with your arms, and then the guy headed the ball into his arm, and then that was a penalty. I don't think
and that was their only shot on target.
That was their only shot on target on the second half.
They didn't shoot anything.
Imagine, man. They didn't have
and
anything to shoot.
And Mourinho as well leaving the pitch.
He had to, like, it was frustrating for the coach, man. Like you're busy pushing the game, you're winning, and then you get a penalty from such a
silly penalty.
Like man, there wasn't even a meter within them. Like there wasn't even a meter within
nothing,
man. It was close proximity. Like some penalties shouldn't be awarded, man. Like sometimes you're just too close, you can't even react to it.
Yeah,
like sometimes you can't even close your arms because you're just too close to it. You see, so I don't think that should have been.
Okay, so we don't know. We can only talk about it because I don't see it going anywhere. Because one of the things I've been privileged to have, is actually to study about the commercialization of sport. That sport has become more commercialized. Yeah. So that means investors are putting money into sport. And so VAR is sort of like controlling where their money goes, because you can't put millions and then you just get hope easily like that. But also I want us to talk about Man United and Tottenham, the game that is coming up, I think this Sunday. What do you make of that fixture? Obviously, Mourinho is going back to Old Trafford. I think their past two games, first time he played against his former team, Mourinho, he lost 2-1. And then the last time was 19 June, I think. They drew 1-1.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Like, firstly for that game, Sunwell is one of their key players. Like, let's look at the past few games he scored. He scored 4 goals in one game. Yeah. It means they situate the play around him and Harry Kane. Yeah, so if he's not there, it means they are affected. Let's look at that guy, Maguire. Like he's not been pitching in. So I think that will affect the game.
Also, do you think Bailey will be? I remember they bought Bailey and Reguilon.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be available for that game? Because I don't think it's something we checked as well.
No, I don't think he'll be available for that game. But obviously, Reguilon will be available because he was playing last year.
So with Bailey may not be match fit.
Yeah.
So this game, who are you giving it to? I give it to United. I remember United struggled against Brighton. They won because of VAR put like that. Yeah. They struggled. And now they are coming up Tottenham that really showed confidence after they lost against Everton. They really showed confidence in the game they won 5-1 when they scored 4. Yeah. They really showed confidence. Even in the last game against Newcastle, they pitched. So now Man United for me, they've really been struggling, putting Van de Beek in the last minutes of the game, and the guy was good. So who are you giving it to this one?
I think for such a high-profile game, I think Man United will try to bring their A game. Yeah. So I'm just gonna give it to Man United.
Man United.
Mainly because they have a lot of quality in them. Let's look at Marcus Rashford, Martial. If he's on form,
because it's also inconsistent. Sometimes he pitches, sometimes it's just not on his best game.
There's a lot of quality.
Okay, I hear you, man. Yeah, but I think that's the biggest fixture for this weekend. Obviously, there will be other games that we'll also be looking into. Yeah, so I think that's it for this weekend. Thank you very much, man, for actually pitching and giving us a piece of your mind.
And thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, well, thank you also for watching this video. I think that's it from us, from me and Clyde from Born Football TV. That's it. And thank you very much. Please share this with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down there and tell us what you think of these penalties, this VAR and all these rules. My name is Aaron Malolo. God bless you.